Hey, how's it going, everybody? Bringing you guys another holster video. This one's actually going to be an unboxing. Well, I guess in this case, unbagging. But yeah, this came today. This is something that's been on my radar for a while. I don't know, it was always kind of too expensive for me, and I've just recently kind of started getting into inside the waistband holsters, so I thought I'd give it a shot. But found it for I don't know if you say decent deal or not, but I didn't think it was too bad. But what we got here is the Galco Royal Guard. Now this was new. I know you might be thinking, well, that doesn't look very new. This is like new old stock. Like, if you're familiar with this model or what Galco has in their catalog now, they have the 2.0, which has all this up here. This reinforced piece is all black. Same with the belt loops, and they got a little sweat guard that comes up. Excuse me. It's black, which I think is probably what swayed me away from it, honestly, to begin with, because I don't really dig black leather. But anyway, so I was doing some research on eBay, couldn't find anything, because I was looking for one of these older, style ones. Galco's been making this model for quite a long time, and just everywhere was sold out, and nothing on eBay. And I actually ended up just randomly going to, I was just clicking on every link on the the Google results, and I ended up on Botach, I'm guessing it's Botach website, and they had a couple of them in stock, and it was a stock photo of this original holster here. But I figured, I was like, well, what are the odds? And I checked it, and sure enough, they had one for P229 left hand, natural tan color. And I was like, there's no way I'm that lucky. I jumped on it, and then it wasn't until after I actually paid for it that I realized that in the description it said the Gen 2. And so then I got worried. I was like, oh man, it's going to be the new black one, with the black piece. But it came today, and it came in a bag that, was out. This was inside another bag, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I got lucky. Maybe it is one of the older ones, because the new Galco stuff comes in little plastic boxes. But yeah, it's kind of, it worked out well, because it does say Gen 2 on their listing. So if you're going to Botach's site and we're going to buy one of these, and you're expecting to get the newer black one, you might end up getting one of these, which in my case worked out for the best. But anyway, this is the 251, which usually from all my Galco holsters designates it for the 229/228. But if you're not familiar with this is Galco's essentially top of the line, inside the waistband, horsehide, holster here. It's a rough out style, so you have the rough side of the leather on the outside. Reason for that is it's supposed to help cause, I guess, more friction. This surface is a little bit rougher, so it's gonna keep it inside your waistband better as you're drawing, as opposed to the smooth side. So but yeah, this is a brand new example, new old stock. I actually, let's see if I can find something in here I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I couldn't be patient and wait. I got this afternoon, so I definitely already took it out and tested it this afternoon at the store. But so isn't a true unboxing. Let's see if we can find a date code in here. Okay, yeah, 2007. So this little how-to thing is showing 2007. So this thing could be as old as 2007, so coming up on 20 years, maybe. It's probably not quite that old, but essentially it's been sitting in a warehouse somewhere all this time. But yeah, you can see the loops are still brand new. There's no discoloration up here, so I mean, it might not look brand new, the horsehide, but I think that's just part of the boning process. It just kind of darkens some of those spots. But I gotta say, this is a very, very, very robust holster. It really is. I was kind of expecting it to feel, because people say that horsehide feels a lot thicker than cowhide. I gotta say, it doesn't feel that much different. Now, that could be partly because this has potentially been sitting in a warehouse for, 15 years, and maybe it's just like softened or something. I don't know. So that maybe if you got a new one, it would be, it would feel more dense. I don't know, but it doesn't feel that much different than a cowhide holster of the same, general. The Scout that I have actually is very similar to this, and it's cowhide, the Galco Scout. Now, don't get me wrong, this is still a very quality holster. Obviously, this is a left-hand draw. You're gonna stick your, I'm sorry. Guys are probably waiting for me to put this in. So this is, like I said, made for the 229. Go check. We have a nice safe gun here. Cool. This is made for the 229, but it will also obviously accept the 228. And I personally purchased it for my 225, but this is how it looks in the 229. Give you all the angles. For me, I probably won't ever carry it with the 229, just for inside the waistband. That right there that's thick. That's probably every bit of 2 inches thick right there. I mean, that is just, yeah, that's just a little much. Not to say you couldn't do it, but I'd much rather throw my 225, which is single stack. Essentially the same footprint. It fits in there just fine. Retention's pretty good. It will fall out, but obviously it's inside the waistband, so you have your belt to also help with retention. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Very nicely made holster, I will say. It does have, obviously, the leather reinforced mouth right here, but it's also got a little metal insert to help keep the mouth of that holster open so that it doesn't collapse after you draw the gun, and then you want to reholster it, and you got to fight with the, do one of these classic numbers where you're like, trying to get it in there. So, but yeah, so as you can see, I'll try to get up in there. The smooth side of the holster of the leather is inside, and the rough is on the outside. I think it really is a good looking holster. It's very cool. I like the natural colors, a little bit of contrast here and here. I like that. So this, I believe, is cowhide, along with the belt loops, but those are the only parts that are cowhide. It's made out of a 2-piece, as you can see, stitched together, double stitched on the front and back, or on the front and rear, whatever. Yeah, I'm very excited to try it. Obviously, this is just a first impressions video. I try not to sound too excited, like a giddy schoolgirl, like some people do on YouTube when they open up a new gun or a new holster. Like, this is my new everyday carry, and I love it. So it's awesome. This, and this, and this. So I try to, give it some time before I give too much of an opinion.